Number 6 is Noragami. Actually, and really quickly, starting now, all of these series are guaranteed to have already started to continue or will continue in the future.
Really?
Yes.
All of them?
Every single one.
Even number 1?
Yes, even number 1. That's what's so exciting. I just learned that. Anyway.
Confirmed?
Yes, confirmed. But anyway, that's not the point. Okay, so later.
We're teasing you.
Later. So, Noragami. Noragami was really interesting because I just... Seeing this the old Japanese Shinto gods in a modern setting. Of course, putting ancient gods in modern settings is not anything new, but
Any gods in modern settings
is not anything new.
But we have Rick Riordan on this planet.
But it was very good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was very nice. I liked the characters. Yato is hysterical. Hiyori is just very...
All three of them are hysterical.
Very sweet. Yuki's just so cool. Yukine? I like Yukine. And Kofuku and her...
Entourage.
No, Kofuku is the pink-haired one.
Oh, you mean...
Regalia. And the smoking guy. The guy that smokes.
The sentry.
I always go for the... I always end up really connecting with the drinkers and the smokers. I don't know why. But yeah, no, he was really fun. Bishamon was really cool, and her main Regalia is played by Jun Fukuyama.
And in English, he's played by Eric Vale.
Kazuma, yes. And he looks just like Yukio from Blue Exorcist, who was also played by Jun Fukuyama, I believe.
Yes.
So, putting it all together was really cool. I think the story was a little slow. I think they could have sped up the story. They could have left some things out, added some more important details. And I just think it was they could have told the story better. But I think it was a good story. It was a good concept. I'm glad that they continued into a second season, Noragami Aragoto. And so far, I've only seen one episode. As we sit and speak, there's another episode that just came out. But sitting here looking at the second season looks very good as well. The second season is more about Bishamon than it is about Yato. But I just think it's very fun. I think it's really cool.
I also really liked Noragami. If I had to compare it to anything, it would probably be Kami-sama Kiss. And the thing about both the shows is that they're both... The main selling point for both those series is that they're really funny. Both those shows are really funny. I have seen a lot of funnier animes, but I still think that Noragami was a very enjoyable experience.
Also, another thing about these ones that I pick from now on is that they have good music in them. Hello Sleepwalkers did the opening for the first season of Noragami, which I thought was very fun. The second theme song didn't get me all excited.
He's mad at it.
It's just, why have bad music when you could have good music? But that's something that's a good thing to keep an eye out for. So Noragami, favorite character in Noragami is a tie between Yukine and Kazuma.
I think my favorite character was a tie between the main character girl and Yato.
Hiyori.
Yeah. I think that Brian April and Jason Liebrick did a very good job in the dub. And I thought it was a very funny, enjoyable show.
Okay. Alright, number 5. Nanatsu no Taizai, The 7 Deadly Sins.
I have never seen this, and I personally, for the time being, don't have any interest in seeing it, so the floor goes completely to Jeff.
Oh, yeah.
Finally!
It's about time. What I really like this show, just because it's a cool premise. You have these evil knights that were so infamous that they got their own, special club name, the 7 Deadly Sins, and everyone feared them. And they were just super powerful and super deadly.
So does Christianity just not exist in this universe?
No, I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with one or the other. Like, I don't think they've ever said, oh, this doesn't exist, or oh, this does. It has nothing to do with anything. So, I like this story because, again, just because of the characters. I'm very character-oriented, as you'll see. He's much more story and production-oriented, and I'm very character and music-oriented. The characters in this story are very, very fun because they're all different types of people from all different walks of life and all different races that live in this world. You have Meliodas, who's like half demon, and you have a giant, Diana. You have this immortal thief, Ban, who's just incredible. I'll get back to him. And you have King, who's a fairy, and you have Merlin.
Is he like the dashing Robin Hood kind of thief?
Who?
The immortal thief.
Ban? Kind of. I'll get to him later. And you have Merlin, who I think ended up being a puppet. And you have Morgana, who's a witch, and then the other guy, who's just, I don't think we've met him yet. But it's like all these different types of characters, like, living and working together. They live in a bar, the Boar's Hat Bar.
So it's like Cheers.
I like bars. They work, Meliodas' pet is a talking pig. I'm a big fan of pigs. And this pig is sassy and doesn't take crap from anyone. It's a good show. Don't make me use your real name. It's a good show.
If you do, I will nerf shoot you.
Uh-oh. So, and then I really enjoyed it, and I am glad that they're getting a second season, probably starting winter 2016, January 2016 somewhere. But I don't know for sure. I just know that in 2016 they're going to air a second season. If they do it 1 year later, it will be during the winter season. Favorite character is Ban, because he's voiced by Tatsuhisa Suzuki, who played Makoto in Free, and it's Makoto's voice on a drunken bar cook thief that's immortal and can have like stakes through his heart and just keep walking down the street. And he's so fun, and he calls the pig Master because he's drunk all the time, and it's like a really good piece of comedy, and I enjoy it.
All right, so
I think you should watch it, and especially considering that there's now another season coming up. I think.
Is there an English dub?
Who cares?
I care.
I don't know. Probably, maybe. Who knows?
Well, it's not that high on the priority list. I already have too many.
Should be.
I already have too many on my plan to watch list.
And this opening sequence is called Netsujo no Spectrum, and it's by, I don't know the name right now. He'll probably put it in the little...
It's probably in the background right now.
It's in the background right now, and he'll probably put it in red letters above the picture. So
final thoughts on Seven
that's a
Deadly
good
Sins.
opening, too. It's a good show. Watch it. Okay. Enjoy it. Love Ban. The end. Yeah. Number 4 is Magi.
Magi. They call it Magi in the show.
You know what? It's still in English, like, whatever. Magi, Magi. How dare you correct me on my pronunciation? How
I saw the English dub of Labyrinth of Magic.
It's Maggie in Japanese too, but I just say Magi because Maggie sounds like such a weird word.
In English, they call it more like Magi. I've only seen Magi, the Labyrinth of Magic, not Kingdom of Magic.
The Kingdom of Magic is very good too. Okay, so I'm just gonna call it Magi and be mad at you that you dared correct me, but that's not the point. So Magi is in a category where I really appreciate this anime looking at different forms of government and trying to understand what we as human beings expect out of the people who are above us. And if you let it, it's very easily able to allow you to explore your political views. Because you go through all of these different kingdoms. There's amazing world building in this anime. You see something very similar to the Mongol Empire as opposed to a Roman civilization, as opposed to a civilization pretty much that's like Hogwarts.
Don't spoil too much of Kingdom of Magic, because I want to see that.
That is not my fault for you not watching it. But the point is, people are conquering these dungeons because whoever, at the end of all the dungeons being conquered, whoever is able to exhibit the most power becomes king of the world. And it goes into a lot of questions of what kind of government is really the best for the people. Should there be a king even if he is benevolent? Is slavery necessary? Or how much control do you have over your own destiny? Is everyone truly meant to be a ruler? A lot of these really big questions that I think we all should have an answer for, because it's the foundation of these questions that are our answers to them that are a foundation for our political views. So I think it was. Oh, and another topic that it mentions in season 2 is a lot about exceptionalism. Because, we'll talk a lot about American exceptionalism or some other form of exceptionalism. And then there's, in Magi Season 2, they get into this community where there's wizard exceptionalism. And how much more is a wizard worth than a human? So, like, how much more can we expect out of people that are better or that have more a certain set of skills? And I think it's very fascinating. And you see people rise and fall with what's happening around them, and you see the political spectrum of this entire world shift around you, and it's very, very interesting and very, very fun. I enjoyed the world building. Again, it's just great, and there's all these different places and all these different stories to tell. And as for the main series right now, there's the first season, which is called The Labyrinth of Magic, and then there's the second...
Which is a huge misnomer, by the way. There's no labyrinth of magic.
It's whatever. And then
I expected people to be in a labyrinth of magic.
The dungeons themselves are labyrinths of magic.
How much screen time did he spend in a dungeon?
That's not the point. It started in a dungeon. The main big points of the show are about dungeons.
Okay.
That's how it works. Anyway, so in the second season is the Kingdom of Magic, where you go further out into the world. Then there was Sinbad no Boken, the OVA, which was 5 episodes long. And the most recent development is that they are going to make an entire television series on Sinbad, which I really thought was cool. Because Sinbad, as just an idea, fascinated me, because a benevolent monarch is a very hard concept, I think, for people to grasp. Like, a truly benevolent, uncorruptible, cares so deeply about his people over himself monarch is such a hard idea for people to wrap their head around. And Sinbad was a very good example of that, even with the faults he did have, and he did have faults, but it was just a very refreshing look at government and life. So I thought it was very good, and I'm glad they're going to do a whole TV series on Sinbad. And then I suspect that this is to allow the manga to catch up, or the manga to go ahead. So after they do another Sinbad no Boken series, they're going to do another Magi series, because they ended it at a really weird spot in the Kingdom of Magic.
Okay, well, I had just seen Labyrinth of Magic. I thought it was a very fun show. I liked a lot of the characters, mainly Alibaba and Hakuryu. Mostly I just think that Hakuryu looks cool. Like, with the whole, like, scarf, half of face being a scar thing. Uh-huh. He's like the Zuko. But I think I am looking forward to watching Kingdom of Magic, but that's not going to happen soon because I have so many animes that I plan to watch. Okay, well...
Alright. Song selection from this series. Porno Graffiti's Matataku Hoshi no Shitade, which is the second opening of the first season.
I enjoyed the first opening of the first season better, actually.
That was by Sid.
Okay.
And some good music. There's some really good music in here. And favorite character, probably a tie between Morgiana and
Sinbad?
Alibaba.
Really? Not Sinbad?
And Sinbad.
I think it's Sinbad.
Morgiana and Sinbad, yes.
Sinbad was a little too... in the first season, at least, he just seemed a little too perfect to be interesting for me.
And, like, when you get to watching the OVAs, you start to see where he came from and how he believes.
Well, again, blame this on Black Butler. I kind of have a tendency to see any character Daisuke Ono plays as just too perfect to be interesting. Mm-hmm. Okay. So, Magi, or Magi, however you want to say it, good show.
Number 3, Arslan Senki, the heroic legend of Arslan.
Okay, you keep it light on the spoilers, because I'm watching the dub live.
Whose fault is that? Okay, whatever.
No one's.
Fine. It's your fault. You didn't watch it. Okay, so, Arslan, another example of looking at government. Like, it was so good, because Arslan again represents this benevolent monarch that's just so kind and so thoughtful and so willing to put his own life at risk for the betterment of his people. And when you have that and you see the loyalty that his subjects show to him and how willing he is to get down and dirty and to the ground to do what he thinks is right is very inspiring. I quite enjoy it. I can't go very far into any of this because someone hasn't finished the series yet, but needless to say, it's really good. This season 2 has not been confirmed, though I will be shocked and amazed if they don't.
So there
have a season 2.
There are a very large amount of season 2s that never happened.
But the reason that I can safely say that this probably will get a season 2 and just hasn't been announced yet is because it just ended a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
Like, it is just fresh from ending. The sub isn't even done yet.
The dub.
The dub isn't even done yet. Sorry.
It's almost done.
So, I feel fairly confident in saying this will have a season 2. I immensely enjoyed it. I want to see where this goes. And it's just very, very fun. The artwork is incredible. You'll see, like, some of the pictures that you're seeing right now. It's just incredible artwork. The middle image, like when they cut to commercial.
Yeah, it's like a very nice wallpaper.
It's always a very nice wallpaper, like Arabic style.
Muslim tiling.
But anyway, so it's very cool. I enjoyed it. And the first opening is by Uberworld, who did the openings for one of the openings for D. Gray Man and one of the openings for Aono Exorcist. That's really good. I have that on my iPod. The other opening is by Nika Touches the Walls. Good enough, I guess, but whatever. Favorite character? Narcissus.
I thought
Narcissus and Arslan.
Ars. Okay.
Because Arslan is just so sincere and so kind. And it makes you, like, really just stop and think, are you for real? Because a lot of people, that's how a lot of people greet him in the story, is you can't be real. You're a king. You're supposed to be corrupt and fat and, like, over the top and just warmongery. And he's just very sincere, very honest, and very kind. And then Narcissus, of course, because of his long hair, and he's an expert strategist.
He looks like Sephiroth.
No clue.
He doesn't know who that is. You probably do. Well, I am watching Heroic Legend of Arslan English dub. I think it's a great show. I really like the cast of characters. I really like the story. I think it's a great show.
It is a great show, and I think you guys should watch it when season 2 comes out, which I guarantee happens. Like, I don't know what I'll do if they don't have a season 2 of Arslan.
Scream.
Probably.
Kick, scream, and cry.
All of the above.